Welcome back. It's round 4 of the regional Pro Tour qualifiers. In our feature match is a Vic Lim versus Jan Ang, both from the Philippines. I am Miguel Utleg.
And I'm Gerald Legao.
Okay, so Victoriano Lim is playing a Black Grim Delirium deck while Jan Ang is playing, once again, Bant Company.
Yep, so like we said earlier, more than 50% of the people who showed up for this regional Pro Tour qualifier is playing Bad Company. So you should see half of the decks in the feature, well, at least half of the decks in the feature match area being Bad Company decks.
Yep, and background story for these two guys. These two guys are the few of the best local players in the Philippine scene. These guys had top 4 a Grand Prix in Hong Kong last year, if I recall correctly, and it was their ticket to playing at Pro Tour Battle for Zendikar.
I believe they also made day 2 of that Pro Tour. Not much luck in day 2, but they did make it to day 2.
Yeah, I remember Victoriano Lim having, I think, a 7-3 constructed record, but unfortunately, he didn't have that much luck in the limited portion of the Pro Tour.
Right, so the match started with a Grim player and a Nissa from Vic and Jan having Jan with a Sylvan Advocate, and I believe blocking an attack, then Dramoka's commanding, clearing the board. And then Vic getting back in the game with more creatures, now attacking. Oh, it's the same pair. Sylvan Advocate and a Grim player.
Right, Bant Company. Oh, sorry, I mean Collected Company being cast by Jan Ang.
This is mid-combat, I believe.
Yep, I think finding creatures like Reflector Mage and Sylvan Advocate would be great in this situation. But then again, Victoriano Lim has open mana, so it does make this situation a bit more complicated than usual.
What does the Delirium deck have at instant speed?
I think common answers include Ultimate Price, Grasp of Darkness, and Murder. That's a lot, actually.
But he does have only one black mana, so it's just Ultimate Price that he could use, and those are both gold cards.
Uh-huh.
So
Right, so here's Pick the Brain.
right. So what happened there was Jan with a double block. One card getting Reflector Mage, then a double block, and Pick the Brain. Now from Vic. Okay, so now we're back to Jan's turn, and he should just be playing spells and attacking.
I think this is a Tireless Tracker incoming. Oh,
No, it's a Nissa.
It's a Nissa.
Okay, getting the forest and possibly a two drop follow up.
Yeah, possibly. And yeah, that's an attack for 4. So I believe Victoriano's down to 16.
Yeah, okay.
So ships back to Vic. That's 5 mana. And with double black, are we seeing Languish?
Could be.
But seeing as he taps
Tree.
for,
Just
I think that's a Ruinous Path.
yes.
And then Advocate as a follow-up.
Mhm. What did Reflector Mage hit?
Yeah, I think it was the Advocate.
Oh yeah. Oh, but that was during Vic's turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Now I think Jan is considering attacking with just sending with everyone, including the Lumbering Falls. I believe, or possibly
possibly a collected company main phase.
Yeah,
Oh
no,
no, it's
there's
a
not much benefit in a
yeah.
collective company main phase at this point, so it's just sending with everyone. And I believe he considered that to keep mana up, but he does realize that there's nothing to keep mana up for, because at this point, what Vic would be casting would be a bunch of big things, and here you go with this optics list, getting rid of the flyer. Jan almost forgetting to untap that reflector mage.
Okay, so he plays another land.
Oh, Vic is untapped, so
Me tapped out.
I mean
Yeah.
tapped out. So
Here's another reflector mage,
Mhm.
and
an advocate.
yep, Omnixilis gets killed quickly.
Mhm. So this does mean a lot of benefits for Jan. First that he already has 6 lands. Second is that he has that lumbering falls in play, which gets bigger with the Sylvan Advocate.
Okay, Vic is thinking of his place for the turn. Um, here's a
Hanger back walker for
Hanger
2.
back walker for 1.
Oh, for 1, I mean. Well, for 2 mana, but for 1 counter. And I believe he played like this so he could
Block
Ano?
with
block with
Hissing Quagmire.
Yeah, on the advocate.
It's possible, but yeah.
Okay.
So with Selfless Spirit, that block doesn't seem quite as good. It it does trade with a Selfless Spirit or a creature. I mean
Yeah,
another
no,
creature.
but at this point, what the only thing that he actually wants to trade with is that Sylvan Advocate, because it's out of range of Languish. So trading for the Selfless Spirit doesn't really do much, because after that, he still loses to the Advocate.
Yeah, that's true. And that's 8 damage.
Yeah, so he just decides to block with the Hanger back walker here, instead preserving his life total and retaining his creature count.
Wait, what's this? It's
I think I believe it's a traverse the open wall.
okay. And
Getting possibly Ishkana, I believe.
it's possible.
Uh,
Yeah, so there it is. It's an Ishkana. Ishkana is one of the best creatures you could have at your side against Bant Company, because when you achieve Delirium, upon casting the creature, you get 3 spiders, and that's 4 bodies of 6 power and 11 toughness total, and for 4 bodies, it makes attacking very difficult for the company deck.
yeah, it's not the power and the toughness that you get that's important. It's
Yeah, it's
plainly just
more
just
the bodies. Yeah.
because you get things with reach to block the things like the Selfless Spirit and the spell quellers. But at this point, I think Jan still just sends with stuff. The Lumbering Falls could go in alone, or maybe it could be the Lumbering Falls. Oh, actually, it should be the Lumbering Falls, the Sylvan Advocate, and the Selfless Spirit at the minimum. But he could just send with
He
everyone.
does attack with everything. So.
Yep. And the reason why I say he could that the other option was just the Advocate, the Spirit, and the Lumbering Falls. It's because that way Vic either chump blocks or tries to trade with him, and Jan sacrifices the Spirit. So either way, that
Interestingly, I don't think he did sacrifice his spirit
He
because
did. Oh, he just
uh,
died.
yeah, it just died along with the reflector mage. So that might have been overlooked by Jan, but yeah, I think
No, because I mean, he could just plain want to. Well, I mean, Vic to have one less creature, and
yeah,
that is
maybe
an
that's
option. So if he wanted to preserve creatures, the attack would have been just with the three creatures I've mentioned. Otherwise you go all in. So the fact that
that's the
he went
game.
all in, that was it. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's the game. Big Cat doesn't have anything, and that was a very quick game one. Well, not very quick, but it was quick. And now we're going to game two.
So one thing that I've noticed upon several deck lists of Black Green Delirium is that they actually don't have, some deck lists don't have um, languish in the main. So I think we're definitely gonna see languish if Vic uh, wins this game.
All right. So we're now at game two, and both players did mulligan to 6.
Okay, there's a Jace from Jan Ann, and does this indicate he does have a um, im- he does put importance in card advantage from that Jace?
Yeah, or it's either that or because some of the band company decks play with more than one copy in the main. Um, so yeah, card advantage is important, but the other thing might be that you don't really have a lot of things you can put in. I mean, you have things you want to put in, but a lot of other stuff you want to put out of the main first before Jace.
Yeah.
And because Jace really generates a lot of value, especially when you already have company in the graveyard, and you take down Jace for another instance of company. I mean,
Uh huh.
that's just so much card advantage for coming out of one card.
Yeah, and Vic is stuck at two lands. He missed his third land drop, I believe. No, I think it's the fourth. Yeah, he missed the third land a second time.
Yep. And this is still end of turn. I mean, during Vic's turn.
Yep.
So what happened there was Jan activated Jace, and Vic responded with the grass. Although the Jace wasn't gonna flip yet anyway, but still decides to do so, just in case. Just making sure we're sequencing properly, even though it doesn't quite matter.
So collected company main phase, I believe. This might be an this is a an acceptable play because Vic doesn't have the mana to have a sweeper next turn in the form of Languish.
Yep, and what Jan is doing essentially is he's trying to get an opening, because that Nissa doesn't really attack for anything because of the advocate. So if he got something like a reflector mage, then he could attack and have Vic jump with a hanger back, or take 2 damage. So but yeah, because he got tireless and another Nisso with 1 dying because of the legend rule, um, doesn't really get much out of it. Okay, so Vic does attack with the. Oh, does he attack? Oh, he didn't attack with the advocate his turn. And now we're back to Jan's turn, and he just plays a Bolping Wilds, getting a planes, getting 2 clue tokens from the tireless tracker.
what's this? It's a. I believe it's a den protector.
Yep. Is it the face up den protector?
Yep. I believe Vic doesn't really have that much to do with such few lands for his deck.
Well, I mean, he could still have played it face down, but I mean, just so it's bigger.
Yeah. So now Jan is in the driver's seat.
Okay. Since with so he's ending with a reflector mage and a tireless. Vic just blocking the mage, and the den protector takes jump blocks the now bigger tireless tracker from.
And now Jan's Sylvan advocates were immune to languish, and yeah, Vic didn't really have anything to answer that board. So Jan Ang wins 2 games.
Yeah, I mean Vic could have prolonged the game a bit, but decided that it's not gonna mean much after him missing that many land drops. So this means that Jan is now up to 4-0.
No, I think it's a 3-1.
Oh, 3-1. He was.
Yep.
Oh, this was a pair down, or were they both at?
They were both at 2-1 going
Okay.
to this match.
All right then. So we'll see you in the next match. Thank you for watching.